Every away game we have so far has been a night game. The best I can say about it is that we always have a lot of support from the Clemson fans, and since we can't get a night game here, those are our night games as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to the atmosphere. It's always electrifying, and just ready to get to work.
Has this team been maybe a frustrating team for y'all, just the way it's been with them the last couple of years?
I would say so. Definitely a great team, well coached, great fundamentals, and they're really good at what they do. And it's always a challenge, and it will be Saturday as well. So we're just coming this week and preparing like we never prepared before. It's going to be a tall task for the offense and the defense, the special teams as well. So it's going to make a joint effort for us to win this game, but we're excited about it.
How important is it to maximize your offensive possessions? I mean, y'all like to run a lot of plays. This game, you're not going to have the ball as much if Georgia Tech's doing what they do. You're going to have limited possessions. Is it more important to maximize each possession knowing that you're not going to run as many plays as you're used to running?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have to capitalize on every time we get the ball because they do have opportunities to be able to manage the game really well and manage the clock. And, it's going to be, a task for the defense to help us get the ball back as well. So every time we do get the ball, we're going to have to make sure we take advantage of it though. So, like I said, it's going to be a good game, and I'm looking forward to it.
Dwayne was very matter-of-fact when asked the question of, do you pay attention to the national polls? Do you pay attention when Oklahoma loses or Wisconsin loses? He's like, you're lying if you say you don't. So, I mean, is that something that at this point, at 8-0, you're at least aware of? You don't have to necessarily harp on it, but is it something you're aware of?
Yeah, definitely. We don't really put too much stock into it, but, I know we had a little gathering at my house after the game. We were locked into that Wisconsin-Michigan State game, and I was like, man, if this game goes into overtime, I think Wisconsin gonna pull it out. And no time expired, and they threw the Hail Mary. I might have been in the middle of the street. I'm not gonna say I was, but it's just something that it's just fun to keep up with. But at the same time, knowing that each week, you can win a game or lose a game because it is college football, and you got to work.
Dwayne also told us that your dancing skills aren't really up to par with Coach. He said Coach is a little better than you are.
Got a few takes about that in class. Dwayne is just taking shots at me for some reason. I don't know, man. It's just, but if he dances like Cheeseburger Eddie from Longest Yard, if you know what I'm talking about, hit the robots and stuff. So I don't think his dance is that much superior to mine. So.
Well, what are your marquee moves?
It's a little. I jig a little bit, pop lock. It depends. It just depends on the occasion. I can shag a little too. So it just varies. Depending on the mode and the mood of the music. So.
Can you just talk about that mood while you guys are doing this after games and Coach is getting into it? I mean, that's a good sign, obviously, with the way you got the directions going. Isn't it good that you guys have that atmosphere with this team?
Definitely, because honestly, we had a lot of bad memories from last year. The locker room used to be so depressed, and then. I think that comes into account when we play these games as well. Like knowing that, we're playing for each other out there in that field and wanting to feel that satisfaction after the game, and to come into the locker room like that and knowing that'll be waiting for you is the ultimate feeling. So that is one of the things that we look for.
Can you talk about the conversation Coach Morris had with you at the end of the spring about needing to work hard and how far you've come, and that now you're mentioning the Heisman talk in just a few months?
Coach Morris was... After the spring was like, you're gonna have to work. He was like, you have potential, but it's just not there yet. And he's like, I need everything that you have this summer, and for you to put time into the film room, or for you to work on mechanics and technique and things of that nature. And he's like, this offense is only gonna go as far as the quarterback goes, so your leadership is gonna have to take account, and your actions will too. So I took that pretty personal. Growing up, I was never told like what I couldn't do. Like I never liked to hear that, so I really did take that personal and just work from there. So it's paying dividends right now, but we're still not where we want to be.
Was it the kind of thing where he suggested to you, if you didn't work hard and get the job done, they'd find somebody else that could, basically?
Yeah, pretty much. And that's how it is. We do have a close relationship, and we are family, but at the same time, this is business. Coaches have to feed their kids and put food on the table, and it's that same approach with me and the players as well. So we do have fun, and we do, love each other for that reason. But at the same time, it is a business. So you just take it for what it's worth and just work from there.
What is that like to hear Taj Boyd, Heisman in the same sentence, especially as a redshirt sophomore, first-time starter?
It's great, honestly. It's something that you dream of as a kid, and just to be, mentioning that talk is just an honor in itself. But I'm not really looking into it too much right now. We'll find out how things are later on during the year in December or whatever. But for right now, all I can do is try to keep improving every week and just helping this team get prepared to play these games.
When the game matters the most in the second half, you haven't turned the football over. Is that a point of emphasis for you? I mean, obviously you only had a couple interceptions anyway, but in the second half you haven't had any. Is that one of your things you're most proud of, is the fact that when the game matters, you really take care of the football?
I think so. That's something we pride ourselves on, especially in that quarterback room. I mean, no matter who's at the helm, you have to take care of the ball. And, if you turn the ball over, you lose games. And, that's been evident in the past. And, as long as our turnover margin is greater than, other teams, I mean, most of the time we'll come out winning. So that's something we definitely take a lot of pride in. And it's something that's a steady work in progress.
How important has the ball security been for you? I mean, Coach Morris mentioned it seemed like you felt like you really improved that from the spring to the summer to now.
Very important to me. And, when you're out there at practice, you get tired of doing the same drills over and over. And you don't really understand, how much that translates and correlates into the game until you actually watch the film. Whether it's stepping up in the pocket with two hands, when you're rolling, keeping two hands on the ball. And, little things like, in that sense, really helps out. There was one play where, a little bit chopped the guy, and the guy kind of swiped at the ball. If I had one hand on the ball, I probably would have lost it. So, that's kind of just one of the examples that, you just take into account, and just seeing that just makes you even want to work a little more hard when you're out there to practice field. So.
Do you enjoy getting the ball to all the different guys? I mean, obviously Sammy gets a lot of attention, obviously DeAndre Hopkins, but I mean, this past week was almost like a blueprint of getting everybody involved in the offense. Do you take pride in making sure that everybody that works so hard during the week gets to enjoy it on Saturday as well?
That's probably one of the most satisfying feelings, and probably the best I felt about any of the games this year was coming to the locker room and, knowing that these guys, the ball did get distributed, and it's not like a 1-2-man show, because, we work as a team, and, one individual player or two individual players shouldn't account for the whole team. And, when guys out there and they're getting their share, it's a great thing. So we just got to keep working. In this offense, everybody does have an opportunity to get the ball. So, that just shows you what the offense is capable of from the different perspectives. And we got so many playmakers out there. And just got to keep working, and the ball will get distributed around.
How often do you get 2 or 3 guys open? And you think, just for a flash, I throw him or him.
You see that it's a pretty good occurrence.
You go for the deep guy on that, or what?
It depends. Sometimes I get to the point where I do kind of want to, force some guys involved. Like, he ain't gonna catch it. I gotta get him some catches. So that's just me as caring for those guys personally, and as a quarterback as well. But at the same time, you still do have to go through your reads. But if guys are open, it just depends on who I'm feeling at the time. Like, I'm going to hit them, so that's just kind of how I go with it.
You're not going to pass up a touchdown to distribute the ball to some guy who hasn't caught one yet.
No, I mean, not in that sense. We got to score points, so if the guy's open, I'm going to hit him. But this offense is designed to spread the ball around, and that's what it's going so far.
Taj, what's it been like having Chad on the sidelines with you, and what kind of things does he say to you when you come off the field?
That's awesome. Especially at this level where, things can go up and down so quickly. To have the coach with you on the sidelines is a great feeling. Usually when the coach is in the box, you have to call from the telephone, talk to him. But when he's right there in person, he gets a chance to look at you, talk to you, and actually, get a sense of how you're feeling, and just take it from there. So that's been one of the greatest things about the season, is having him on the sideline with me.
He says that you let him get on you and let him ride you pretty hard at times. How does that come across on the sideline does he get on you pretty good after you make a mistake? Or?
Yeah, definitely. And that's because of what he expects from me. We do have high expectations as a team, as a unit, and I wouldn't want it any other way. So when he feel like I could have made a better play and I didn't do it, he gets on me, and that lets me know that I just have to keep improving every day. And if a coach doesn't tell you something, then something's wrong. You want to be worried about it. But when he's constantly on you or things of that nature, it just shows you how much he cares about you as well. So.
Dwayne was talking. He said the guys kind of rib Martavis Bryant as being only a deep threat a little bit, kind of jokingly, but how have you seen him develop as a threat for you in this offense?
He's going. When it's all said and done, Martavis is going to be an excellent player. I mean, a guy that's really 6'6", running the 4.3, 4.4 40. I mean, you don't really find intangibles like that too much. So, and it's a steady growth with him as well, learning how to play without the ball, learning how to, read defenders out there, break certain ways, and break certain routes, and it's been great watching him grow, and he's becoming one of those dependable guys. Like, if he's out there, I'm gonna take the shot. He's finding little creases. For example, he caught like a little skinny post, but he sat down in between the linebacker and the safety, and he just gives you opportunities to hit him. And usually early in the year, he probably would have kept going, but he seen the hole and sat there, and it's just been great working with him.
With that speed and that size, he's got to be a really credible deep threat for you too. Like, you got to be a guy that if he's stricken in the end zone, you're like, wow, that's a good target for me, right?
Yeah, definitely. If there's a guy out there, if he's even 3 steps within the guy, I'm gonna throw it up there because 9 times out of 10 he's gonna run past the guy. So definitely, like I said, it's been a pretty good year so far, but I got a lot of weapons out there to throw to as well. So it's been fun, but we're definitely not done yet, and where we want to be as an offense completely. So it's just still a work in progress.
How does Chad teach you to go through your progressions? Do you usually start deep, then come back to short, or does it just depend on what you're running at?
Most of the time, it depends on the combination of routes, but a lot of the times I do read, the safeties or things like that. Some reasons I do read the linebackers, and it just starts. It could be from high to low, low to high, just depending on the route combination.
Does he ask you does he try to separate the field into halves, or are you responsible for the whole field?
Sir, it just depends on the play. We do got some plays where it's whole field reads, and a lot of them where it's half field read. But again, most of them is just depending on how the defense is playing, what type of coverage like there.
He says he really doesn't want to confuse you, like you play your best and you're just out there, sort of playing. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that way, that you're not confused when you're playing your best, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. With any play, when you're out there kind of free and, knowing what you're doing completely, you're going to go out there and just have fun and ball out. But when you start to get confused with what's going on, then things start to go downhill from there. And he's done a great job of, coaching me up and teaching me, and I'm just very appreciative of that. But again, it's just so much that's still out there that we need to do as a group, and just excited about it.
Did you feel confused more often in the spring and when you first started?
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of that was because of the knowledge of the type of offense that we're in, the defense that we're playing against, and with him coming in, it's just been steadily day in and day out, it's a constant grind, and it's just been coming along.
Were you confused in last year's offense?
To an extent, but I didn't really, I knew what was going on, but again, you have an experience factor there where I didn't play as much, so I kind of really didn't have an understanding of what was going on out there. Like, things were moving so fast, and you just don't really get a chance to sit down and figure out what's going on.
And you don't think it's fair that Dwayne says Dabo's a better dancer than you?
No, not at all. He got some moving now, but I wouldn't go that far,
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Todd.
Definitely.
Thanks, sir.
No problem.